Hi, this is Pastor Daniel from Urban Village Church. I wanted to take this opportunity to talk to our church family about the current health crisis with the COVID-19 virus. As we're thinking through what we should do, four C's come to mind. The first C is careful. How should we be careful? Well, we should be careful so that we don't make each other sick. And how do we do that? By practicing good hygiene. We're reminded to practice hand washing, minimum of 20 seconds, that we are to avoid touching our faces with our hands, that we should stay home if we feel sick or are not well, and that if we have been traveling outside of the country, Canada, that we should be self-isolating for a minimum of 14 days. The second C is to be cognizant. This is the first time I've pastored a congregation through a pandemic, and I'm not a doctor. So we are looking to our public health officials for information and instruction and directives on what we should do. We've been told that we should practice something called social distancing. Now at Urban Village Church, we've been doing some of these things already. We've been asking people not to shake hands or hug when we greet one another, to limit or not have physical contact. So we're going to continue that practice, but we've also suspended our weekly celebration of the Lord's Supper, and we've taken away the communal snacks from our hospitality table. We ask you, and we will also continue to stay cognizant of what our public health officials are telling us to do. Currently, they've told us that public events of 250 or greater should be suspended. Now, Urban Village Church is well below that threshold, so we will continue to meet, but we're going to stay in tune with these public health officials and follow the directions and look to them for further instructions in the weeks to come. The third C is that we need to be compassionate. This is really about loving your neighbor. This health crisis affects people in many different ways, from emotional to financial to physical and beyond. And so this is an opportunity for us to care for one another. Be compassionate. Realize that different people are having different difficulties, and you might be the kind of person might be that person that can help. So check up on your neighbors, check up on family members, check up on people at church and outside the church. And lastly, stay connected. Now, we've just told to be practicing social distancing, but that's not the same as social isolation. Social isolation itself can take a tremendous toll on our mental health and our physical health. And it can also cause many other issues when we're already not feeling well. So stay connected in creative ways so that we can be encouraging one another and praying for one another. We can listen to one another through the difficulties that we're having and also share ourselves the difficulties and the experiences that we're having. So even though we're not supposed to have social contact physically, stay connected creatively. There's texting, phone calls, online opportunities. And if you're not sick, there's still ways to meet with one another in smaller groups, and we encourage you to do that. So I hope these 4 C's encourage you to be careful, to be cognizant, stay knowledgeable, to be compassionate, and to stay connected. God bless you, and we're praying for you.